Hi everyone, welcome to the financial aid orientation. My name is Liz Lipsky. I am the Director of Student Financial Services. We also have Karen Cole, the Associate Director of Financial Aid on the call. We're going to go over some brief things. Some of you may know this information, some of you may not, some of it may be new. If you do have any questions for us, if you are on Zoom, please submit it below in the Q&A box. If you are on YouTube, please submit it in the live chat. We are going to start off by going over the financial aid checklist. So most of you, if not all of you, have already filed your 2020-2021 FAFSA prior to May 15th if you are a Pennsylvania resident. What you should be doing now is reviewing the financial aid award letters for missing information. So that will include any verification, as well as master promissory notes and entrance counseling for direct loans. Any nursing loan recipients will have an application attached, as well as FIA grant information. Students and parents should be completing verification requirements if selected, as well as the tuition payment worksheet that has been emailed as well as mailed to you. This is a copy of a financial aid letter that all of you should have received by now. It's going to list all of the financial aid awards, including institutional scholarships, estimated state and federal grants, as well as federal and direct loans. It's also, again, going to list any documents that you may have missed or that is needed for any loans or verification. This has been sent with the tuition payment worksheet and a fee sheet used to determine your full year balance. So as you can see on it, it's going to have the source of the award, which is going to again include any of your Misericordia aid as well as any federal or state aid that you may have received. The next thing we're going to go over is what is needed for your federal direct student loans. So in order to receive these loans, the student must complete a master promissory note and loan entrance counseling. The master promissory note is a legal document which basically says that you promise to repay a loan and any interest that accrues on these loans to the Department of Education. It's going to explain the loan terms and conditions. The entrance counseling is to ensure that you understand the responsibilities and obligations of being a loan borrower. So these are going to be any type of federal student loans. So they are the subsidized and unsubsidized loans. It'll go over the types of loans as well as limits and the loan basics. The student must be completing this, not the parent. The next thing we're going to go over is the tuition payment worksheet. This is going to determine any direct costs that you may have for the academic year. It'll help you as the parent and student plan for meeting your full year balance to the university. This was sent via email and mailed along with a fee sheet. And I do want to stress that this is not a final bill for the year or for the semester. It's just an outline of the direct costs you may incur. We'll go over how to complete the worksheet if you have not already done so. What you will do is you will take the charges listed on column A. You'll take the total tuition, general fee, orientation fees are listed there. And then you want to list any housing or meal plan options that your student has chosen through Residence Life. If you decide to opt into the student health insurance, you would list that as well. And then you want to put any additional fees that you may incur. So a lot of these additional fees, which were attached to the fee sheet, are going to be fees associated with majors, labs, the ALP program, etc. You take all of those charges and you add them up to get a total in column A. You want to then use your financial aid award letter that was received with this tuition payment worksheet to determine the financial aid that you're receiving. All of the items are clearly listed on the right-hand side, and you can follow your award letter to fill that out. We have already included an estimate of the student loans that you can receive as a first-year student. And we do want to put on there that federal work study you do not include on there. Federal work study is a job that the student may have on campus, and it is paid out in wages. It is not something taken off of their bill. You then have your total charges, less your total financial aid, less any deposit you may have paid through the admissions process to have your full year balance. And again, I do want to stress this is not a final bill. We do send those in the mail. So here are some of the options that you have to meet the full year balance. We do accept cash, personal checks, PA 529s, or a TAP account. You can mail these all to the address provided there, as well as dropping it off in the student accounts office, which is located on the first floor of Mercy Hall. We do accept Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. No American Express. There is a 2.5% processing fee charged on top of whatever amount that you do wish to pay. We have the option for students and parents to enroll in a monthly tuition payment plan, which is administered through a third party, CashNet. If you do decide to use the annual plan, there's a $55 enrollment fee. You can choose to do it one semester at a time, and at that point, it's $35 for the semester. This payment plan has already began. It began July 1st, and it runs through April 1st. There's a link to sign up for the payment plan, or you can call them to set that up. They do offer direct deposit payments as well as credit and debit card payments. The next are the loan options that may be available to the parent and the student. The first is a direct Parent Plus loan, which is through the federal government. The applications are available on the same website that you use for the FAFSA, which is studentaid.gov. The parent is the borrower of this loan and must complete the application and the master promissory note that goes along with the Parent Plus loan. There is an origination fee taken off of the loan before it is dispersed to the school. So the example on the screen is if you apply for a $10,000 plus loan, $95.76 will be applied to the student account. So the fee is $424. If you as the parent apply for the loan and are denied, your student would be eligible for additional unsubsidized loan money, which is federal loan money in their name. There are also options for alternative or private loans. Most of the time, the student is going to be the borrower with a credit-worthy cosigner. Some lenders do offer parent loans. Our list of preferred lenders can be found on our financial aid website under loans. However, you are able to borrow from any institution that you choose, whether it be a local credit union or bank. So this is a question that we have gotten a lot about when our fall bills were being sent. So they are typically mailed to the home address one time, approximately 1 month before the semester begins. The fall bills for this upcoming fall are being sent this week. The due date on it will reflect the end of August. And at that time, students can also view their bill on the MyMU portal. There's a student section in accounts and financial aid to review any changes and updates. There will also be a MyMU message sent to all students where they can go and view their bill online if there have been any changes to the bill that was mailed to the home address. Many of you have probably already seen this. An announcement went out on Friday about the housing and meal plan changes for the fall 2020 semester. So all students who reside on campus will receive a 5% discount off of their room charge, and that will be reflected on the bill that is received this week. There is a change to the meal plan options. They are getting away from the unlimited meal plan due to the complexity of the grab and go options. They have decided for the fall semester to remove the unlimited meal plan, and it is replaced by a 265 meal plan with 200 Cougar points for a cost slightly under what the unlimited plan was. So if you did sign up for this and the student decides that they want the 265 and end up using all their meals, they can purchase additional meals in the blocks of 10 for $40. And this option is only available for those with the 265 meal plan. And the meal plan that is charged on the bill, so the meal plan that you see reflected on the billing statement, will be the plan that you select through Residence Life. So if you did select the unlimited plan, it will now reflect the 265 meal plan and the price. The next thing I want to go over quickly, we will not cover this in this how-to, but there will be a presentation next week with the registrar's office on how to set these permissions. But FERPA is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. So it is a law that protects the student's privacy of student education records, and that does include student financial services. So once the student is enrolled in the university, so the start of the semester, the first day of classes, the university will need your student's permission to share this information. So whether that be with a parent, a guardian, a grandparent, aunt, uncle, we will require that when you do call our office after the student is enrolled. And like I mentioned, on how to set this and a FERPA overview will be discussed at a session next week, beginning August 3rd. This is a helpful links. The misericordia.edu/financial aid is going to be where you're going to find most of this information. There is a PowerPoint out there, as well as a guide to financing your education, which goes over the scholarships and grants offered at the institution, as well as the loan options that are available, and also our billing and payment options. So that's where you're going to want to go for any questions that you may need answered. A lot of it is going to be in that guide to financing your education. This is going to be some important contact information. The first being the financial aid counselors. So if your last name is A through L, you are assigned Kim as your counselor, and last name M through Z is Leah. You can contact them via phone or email with any financial aid questions you may have, whether that be how to complete verification, where to go to do your entrance counseling or master promissory note, or making sure that we have everything in place. There's also a student accounts and billing number. So if you do want to make a payment over the phone, you think that's more secure than making it online, you can certainly call the student accounts area. You can also call them for any questions related to your billing statement, any issues you may have with that. There's the number on there. I've also listed Karen's email as well as my email. So if you do have any follow-up questions, specific questions you may want to ask us separately, you can email us at any time. And our emails are on there. And I think we're going to now open it up to any questions that may not have been covered in the presentation.
We have 2 questions currently. I'm not sure if you can answer this first one. Since the unlimited meal plan has been removed as an option, what are the meal plan options?
The meal plan options for first year students are now going to be the 265 meal plan or the 190 meal plan.
Great, thank you. And are you able to share how they would go and select that or change that?
If they do need to change any of their meal plan options, they can contact Residence Life directly. I do believe that there is a link on the orientation page under Residence Life, and I can also provide them with that phone number.
Great. Do you know the off
Yes, I do.
the top of your head the cost of each?
Of each meal plan?
Yes.
The 265 meal plan is $3,170 per semester, and the 190 meal plan is $2,830 per semester.
Wonderful, thank you. The next question is, will the post 9/11 GI Bill be processed in time? And will the students be required to pay the tuition bill up front if their request is still not processed by the VA?
Karen, did you want to answer that question?
Let me take that.
Yeah, you can take that.
As far as we know, everything with the VA is still on time. As long as the student has contacted our VA certifying official and said that they want to use the veterans benefits, then we will be processing them same as always. So you just need to check for an email from Debbie Craigle. She's our veterans certifying official. And as long as you get what she needs, everything should be on time.
Thank you.
And I do want to also mention for tuition bills, once you do submit that, we do not expect the tuition bill to be paid if you have VA benefits coming. We are used to how that process works. So once we know that the VA information is complete, that we know that that's coming, there is going to be no penalty for not paying that by the due date.
Great, thank you. We've got a couple questions about the payment plan, the monthly billing option. Is it too late to do that? Especially
it is not. So the way it works is it opened up in May and then it was available starting July 1st. So in order to maximize the payments now, so to make it a 9-month payment plan, if you sign up by August 1st, it will be 9 months. If you then sign up by September 1st, it's 8 months, and it decreases from there. So it is not too late to sign up for that.
Awesome, awesome. I do have a couple meal plan options. Is there still a commuter meal plan? And if so, what is the price of that?
Yes, so commuters can choose any meal plan they want. If they did want to have the 265 meal plan, they can have that. However, there is a specific commuter meal plan, which is 75 meals per semester. There are no Cougar points attached to that, and it's $975. That is only available to commuter students.
Wonderful. Will the office be open during drop-off days to pay their bill?
Yes, so we are in the office Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 in the student accounts office.
Great, thank you. And one question about National Merit Scholarships. What is the process for that?
If a student is getting some kind of a scholarship, like outside scholarship, then we normally will receive the check and we will post that to the student's account. If your student has received some type of documentation, like an email or some kind of letter that informs them that they are going to get the scholarship, then you could forward that to us and we can apply that to their account and then just wait for the check to disperse it.
Wonderful. Right now, that is all that are currently in our Q&A box. I would like to give it one more second for that. Let's see. My child was awarded a couple of local scholarships with his name and university on the check. Do we need to endorse and forward to the university?
Yes. The student will need to sign, or whoever's name is on the check, and then you can bring it into the university. We cannot apply that to a student account without that endorsement.
Great. If CashNet needs to be set up by August 1st for the 9 months of payments, how do we get our final bill amount?
I would recommend using the tuition payment worksheet to get an estimate of the full year costs, because that's what the 9-month plan is. It's going to be a full year. And then you can use that as an estimate. The bill will only differ slightly if a major fee was not added to the tuition payment worksheet or a lab fee was not added on there. The tuition will not change. The room and board will not change if you use the room and board that you selected with Residence Life. So I would recommend using that tuition payment worksheet to get the best estimate as to what your bill will be, as the bills will differ from fall to spring, as the reservation deposit is only applied to the fall bill, as well as the orientation fee is only applied to the fall bill.
Great. Liz, could you pull up the PowerPoint again and go to the CashNet website and phone number again?
Yes.
There are some wanting to write that down.
Yes.
The next
And I will also say that this information is all available on the website. If you go to misericordia.edu/financial aid, it's under the billing and payment options. So everything we went over, including the PowerPoint, is available on there.
Great. Is there a preference on loan companies? Anyone better than others?
We are not able to recommend any loan companies to you, unfortunately. That is a federal regulation. That's why we have our preferred lender list out there. These are lenders that we have worked with and they've submitted proposals about it. So if you are looking to borrow a private loan, I would recommend going to our website, looking at those preferred lenders and using the tools we have out there to kind of see which loan option may be the best for you, because obviously interest rates are going to vary based on credit scores. So you're going to want to use that preferred lender list to kind of almost shop around for the different types of lenders that are out there.
Great. If they are on campus on the weekend for early drop off, is there a box that they could drop payments at?
There is not currently a drop-off box. I would recommend that if you are on campus on the weekend and we are not here, to drop it off with campus safety. That's going to be the safest way to ensure that we are getting it, is to drop it off at the campus safety office.
Great. If You're put in a single by the school. Are they charged for a single or for the double rates?
They are not charged for a single if it was the institution's decision to move you to a single room. Traditionally, students are charged if they choose a single room themselves. However, with all that's going on with COVID, there was the decision made that one of the dorm rooms on campus will be strictly singles. There will be no upcharge for that.
Great. I believe you answered this already, but I want to double check. Is there a discount for dorming?
There is a discount. There is a 5% discount off the room costs. So it's not going to be off of the meal plan cost since that is a block rate, but it will be a 5% housing discount, which will be reflected on the bill that is mailed this week.
Great. Here's another one. If the student's federal loans is more than what the tuition is the extra available for books?
Yes, so there are actually two different options that we have, which are going to be listed on the bill. So there is an option to purchase books through the bookstore with a book voucher. So if we see that a student has remaining loan funds on their account for the fall semester, they can request a book voucher with their financial aid counselor to use at the bookstore. We ask for 24 hours in processing time, but that will start on August 10th. There then is the option to use that remaining money and get it in the form of a refund check, which is depending on whether if it's a Parent Plus loan and you choose to have the money sent back to the parent, it will go to the parent. However, if it is a private student loan for the student, it will go back to the student in the form of a check. And those will be available September 4th, which is after the start of the semester.
Great. I'm not sure if I understand this question, but hopefully you do. If approved for a Parent Plus loan, does the school take care of payments?
So if a student or if a parent is approved for a Parent Plus loan, we will get the certification. And at that point, the financial aid counselor will reach out to the parent, either saying this is how much we certified it for based on, you can select the amount or you can put the maximum loan amount possible. And at that point, the financial aid counselor would reach out to the parent. And then it is something that comes through a wired payment through the federal government. So once that MPN is completed and the loan is completed by the parent, there's nothing to worry about as far as payment. We get that directly.
Awesome. That wraps up the financial questions. I know there are a couple questions in the Q&A about Residence Life. Please email residencelife@misericordia.edu if you have specific questions about your room. And I do know that Residence Life sent out an email over the weekend that does have specific move-in information and early drop-off dates, and you should refer to those questions or those answers in that email. So last call for questions because we are through the Q&A box relating to financial aid and student financial services. If in the spring things change, will a single still cost the same if it was chosen by the university for the spring semester?
I don't believe they have made those decisions on how the spring semester will work, whether that be that they keep students in the same dorms that they were previously in or not. Much has to do with what is going on, obviously, in the state and the country as far as the COVID mandates. So as of right now, if it remains the same, there will be no extra charge to that if it is the university's decision. But that decision has not yet been made for the spring semester.
Thank you. One more question. Are there still scholarships available through Misericordia?
So you can look on the scholarships page, but all of the scholarships have been received through at the admissions process. So those are going to be all the institutional scholarships. There are still outside scholarships through outside agencies, which we do list on the financial aid website. So FastWeb is one to get outside scholarships, but all institutional based scholarships have been awarded through admissions.
Wonderful. Right now, that looks like everything. Back to you, Liz. However, You want to put up those contact information?
Yeah, so here's the contact information again. If you have any specific financial aid questions or concerns, please reach out to the financial aid counselor listed there. So last name A through L is going to be Kim Spencer, M through Z is going to be Leah Ostrom. If you have any specific student accounts or billing questions, you can call the student accounts office to get those answered. You can also reach out to Karen and I if you have any specific questions that you weren't able to ask on this meeting, or if you have any questions that you want to go back on that we may have talked about. So our emails are up there if you have any other questions.
Thank you. And we'll be posting this at a later time. If you have not signed up for the Cougar Family Experience, also known as Campus ESP, please do that at misericordia.campusesp.com, and all of this information will be posted there as well. Thank you. I appreciate all of you for joining us.